Let's just jump right in. The whole idea of executive protection, bodyguards, armored cars, that kind of thing, it's been completely flipped on its head. Today, the biggest threat to a CEO might not be a physical one. It could easily be a weak password on their home Wi-Fi. So we're going to break down what safety really looks like in a world where the battlefield is, well, literally everywhere.
And this quote from the security firm Blackcloak, it absolutely nails it. The lines are gone. The digital and physical worlds aren't separate anymore. They've totally merged. What happens online definitely doesn't stay online.
And we're not just talking about abstract risks here. The stakes are as high as they get. The shocking public assassination of a major CEO wasn't just some random isolated tragedy. No, it was a brutal symptom of this exact problem. A moment that ripped the cover off of how vulnerable our leaders have truly become. This has plunged us into a disturbing new reality. One where pure vitriol online spills over into real, deadly violence in the physical world. This isn't a what-if scenario anymore. It's already here.
The murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was that terrible turning point. He was shot, targeted while just walking alone in Manhattan. And get this, he had received threats, but was without a security detail at that moment. This wasn't random at all. It was a targeted hit that security experts point to as a catastrophic failure of the old protection models.
But what happened after the attack was in some ways just as chilling. We're talking about tens of millions of social media impressions, from posts that weren't just reporting the news, but were glorifying the attack, celebrating the killer, and calling for more violence. People were even selling t-shirts online.
You see, this is the fundamental change. The danger isn't just one attacker anymore. It's the whole digital mob that cheers them on. This creates this permissive environment where the next attacker feels not just justified, but maybe even like a hero. And that is a terrifying shift.
So all that digital anger leads us right here to the core of the issue, the converging threat. It's the point where all those little digital breadcrumbs we leave behind become a roadmap that can lead someone right to your front door.
And the main weapon in this new fight? It's doxing. Doxing is the bridge that connects the online world to the physical one. The second an executive's home address, their kid's school schedule, or their private travel plans get dumped online, a digital problem instantly becomes a very, very real physical threat.
Now this exposes a huge traditional flaw in how companies handle security. You've got the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, who's protecting the company's servers and data, and then you have the CSO, the Chief Security Officer, who's handling the guards in the buildings. They operate in these separate silos, creating these huge blind spots, and believe me, attackers love finding those gaps. Which brings us to this perfect, kind of scary question. Who's protecting the CEO's Wi-Fi connected baby monitor at home? And the answer, way too often, is nobody. That's not just a privacy risk, it's a critical vulnerability that can be used to map out routines, disable home alarms, and plan a physical attack.
Okay, so let's dig into some of these specific, often invisible battlefields. These are the weak spots, the security gaps that most organizations just completely miss.
Think about the corporate mailroom. I mean, it seems so old school, right? But it's a massive blind spot. Every single email gets scanned for viruses, but physical mail, it often just gets dropped off. Attackers are sending things like lethal powders, fentanyl, or even more clever, these tiny, almost undetectable tracking devices to map out an executive's entire life. And your standard X-ray machine, it won't catch them.
Meanwhile, over on the dark web, it's become a literal marketplace for violence. You can buy a full docs package on an executive. We're talking home address, floor plans, names of their family members. You can even pay for a swatting service, which sends a heavily armed police team to their home under a false pretense. This isn't just about stealing data anymore. It's about weaponizing it for maximum physical and psychological terror.
You know, there's actually a name for the strategy behind all of this, and it's borrowed straight from the military: psychological operations, or PSYOPs. It is the art of manipulating people's emotions and thoughts to get them to do what you want. And these very tactics are now being turned against corporate leaders.
A Reddit user who claimed to have a PSYOPs background put it, well, perfectly. They said, "We are basically professional trolls with a bigger budget." And that's exactly what these coordinated online hate campaigns are. High-budget, professional trolling designed to intimidate, manipulate, and control. Okay, so we've established the old models are broken. So what's the answer? It means we have to move beyond what the experts call security theater and get serious about strategic protection.
Right.
As Security Info Watch points out, those knee-jerk reactions, like hiring a few more guards for a week after an incident, it's mostly for show. It's performative. It makes you look secure, but it doesn't actually make you secure. Real safety is way deeper than that.
The real answer is this new model, Digital Executive Protection, or DEP. It's a holistic approach that finally gets rid of that imaginary line between digital and physical security. It's about protecting an executive's entire life, their home network, their personal phone, even their family's online accounts, and treating it all as one integrated security challenge.
So the new way of thinking isn't just about more bodyguards. It's a complete shift in focus. You're not just protecting the C-suite office anymore. You're protecting the C-suite person, no matter where they are. It's a strategy led by intelligence that sees the whole picture.
So what does this proactive defense actually look like in the real world? It's all about building a 360-degree shield, and it works as a continuous, intelligence-driven cycle. Security experts break it down into this three-step loop. First, you gather intelligence from everywhere: public social media, the dark web, human sources. Then you verify all that data, figure out what's credible, and analyze it to find the real threats. And finally, this is the most important part, you act on it. You use that intelligence to constantly update and adjust security protocols to stay ahead of the game.
And the technology that's coming online now is making this approach incredibly powerful. We're talking about AI that can actually predict threats before they even happen. Integrated security that monitors every single connected device, from the smart fridge to the car. And protection that is totally personalized to one person's unique lifestyle and risks.
So here's the bottom line. Anonymity is dead. It's gone. For any leader today, having a public digital footprint is just a fact of life. And in that world, this kind of proactive, integrated security isn't some fancy luxury. It's a fundamental necessity.
Look, your life is already online. My life is already online. That's just the reality. So the only question that really matters is this: is your security strategy built for that reality? Is it designed for the world as it actually is today? Or is it still stuck fighting the battles of yesterday?